Hello, Point Pleasant, and welcome back to the Ocean Star Sports Show. Man, does it feel good to say that. I hope you guys enjoyed your summer. Mine felt particularly short. I don't know about you, but the good news is I'm here to guide you through the fall, winter, and spring sports seasons for Point Pleasant and Point Pleasant Beach. Now, for those of you new to the show, new to the scene, my name is Dominic Polio, and I am the sports reporter for the Ocean Star newspaper right here in Point Pleasant Beach. I cover all varsity sports for Point Pleasant Borough High School and Point Pleasant Beach, and each Friday I put together this beautiful show called the Ocean Star Sports Show, which highlights the games that I made it out to and got video for during the week. So, now that you're all caught up, let's get right back to it. Did you guys hear that? It sounds a lot like high school football. Point Beach was ready to avenge last year's loss in Friday's season opener against Keyport, but the Garnet Gulls came up just short of victory with a 10-7 loss. Beach's first drive of the game ended in disaster after a fumble on a snap during a fourth down punt attempt. The Red Raiders took over, marched down the field, and capped off the drive with a 25-yard field goal for a 3-0 lead. But Beach proved resilient, pushing through yet another fumble on their next drive, which they carried in to the second quarter. Luke Fraunheim then managed to connect with Miles Shea for a short gain. And another connection with Connor Kells through the air as the Gulls worked their way toward the end zone. The first touchdown of the 2016 season came on a nice pass from Fraunheim to Kells in the end zone. Sean Gould then knocked down the extra point, and the Garnet Gulls held a 7-3 lead going into halftime. Out of the half, it was Keyport's possession, but Chris Weber jumped the route for an interception, which he returned to the house for a pick six. But wait, flag on the play. Beach was called for roughing the passer. A tough turn of events for Beach, and the Red Raiders turned the gift into a touchdown run for Devin Woolner, who keeps his balance through the line here for the score and the lead. Keyport then drilled the extra point attempt, and Beach was behind by 3. Making matters just a bit worse, Keyport came out with an onside kick. Watch closely as the ball ricochets off the chest of a Beach player before Keyport falls on it. Regardless, the rest of the third quarter and most of the fourth was back and forth, but Beach picked up momentum in their final drive of the game. They almost found the end zone again on a beautifully thrown ball from Fraunheim. Unfortunately, Gould just outruns the throw and can't reel it in. Beach gets stuffed on fourth down, and Keyport runs out the clock to secure the victory, 10-7. And the first game of the season was a tough one for Point Beach, and they only have another tough game tonight as they travel to play Bishop R in what should be a statement game and really set the tone for the rest of the season for the Garnet Gulls. So I gave you guys your taste of high school football because I know that's what you're itching for. But for me, I'm real excited now to give you Point Beach girls soccer. Looking to have a phenomenal season after a really productive season last year. And boy, did they kick things off early. Check it out as they played St. Rose last Thursday in the season opener. A nice little divisional matchup for your entertainment. The Point Beach girls soccer team opened the season at home against division opponent St. Rose last Thursday. Beach came out with pace on their way to a 4-0 victory, and guess who scored first for Beach? That's right, none other than Reagan Gould makes a nice move here to work her way around the goalie before finishing for the score. The Gulls were up early, 1-0. Shortly after, it was Michaela Hughes and Gould who teamed up for another score. Remember the names, folks. Hughes to Gould, Gould to Hughes, Hughes to Gould, and the goal. But Hughes was not done yet. She sends a long ball ahead that Michaela Novo drops in over the St. Rose goalie. The ball hits the bottom of the crossbar and falls in over the line for the score. The Gulls would then score their fourth and final goal before the close of the first half, and again it was a Hughes-Gould special. This time, though, Gould delivered the dish and Hughes shattered it with a header. Watch again as Hughes gets airborne and turns Gould's corner into a powerful shot the St. Rose goalie could not get a hand on. Those were the goals scored in the win, but it would not have been a shutout had it not been for Beach's two goalies, Tony Abdi and Julia Franzoni. Abdi took the first half and put herself on the line for a couple strong saves. Franzoni then took over for the second half and proved sometimes two goalies are better than one. With strong saves and a fast-paced offensive attack, the Garnet Gulls opened the fall season with the shutout victory. And there you have it, folks, an exciting start to what should be an exciting season for the Garnet Gulls. I hope to bring you a lot more highlights from a lot more games this fall. We're going to keep things with girls soccer, hop across a bridge and check out Point Borough girls soccer as they play Toms River South on Saturday. It was a tough game all around, from calls to missed touches to injuries to everything under the sun when it comes to soccer. But I've got the highlight, so stay put and check it out. The Point Borough girls soccer team had a tough matchup against Toms River South on Saturday, losing the game 5-1. Borough's lone goal came off the foot of Kate Sider in the very first minute of the game. A beautiful shot for Sider, but unfortunately the only score for the Panthers. 8 minutes later, Toms River utilizes a cross to put the ball past Amy Zaleski and tie the game. The first half remained tied until the final 5 minutes. After Rachel Bailey gets called for a penalty in the box, it's Katie Hammock who scores the PK for the 1-goal lead. At the half, the Panthers were trailing 2-1, but that quickly changed 2 minutes out of halftime. On a play that could easily have been called dead for offsides, Toms River South manages to find the back of the net again. It's a tough call, but look again for yourself. Watch number 2 up top. Tough to say from this angle, but it was close. Regardless of that score, Toms River kept finding the back of Borough's goal. Their fourth score of the game was the product of a long cross to the far post. Zaleski does her best to get in front of the ball, but Toms River's Mackenzie Ryan manages to squeak it through. Then the last goal of the game was another penalty kick, this time the product of a handball in the box during a corner kick. Riley Sexton remains in the middle as Toms River goes right for the last goal. The game eventually closed out with the same score as Borough loses 5-1. Definitely a rough game, but the good news is Point Borough evened out the record at 2-2, picked up 2 more wins for the rest of the week, and they're back on track to getting back to where they want to be in terms of how they finished the season last year. We're going to stick with Borough soccer, and we're going to hop over to guys soccer, and I'm apologizing in advance because I hate to hit you with 2 losses in a row, but you can't win them all. So we got Point Borough boys soccer, who hosted Pinelands Regional in their home opener. And what am I talking for? Check out the highlight. Monday proved a rough day for the Point Borough boys soccer team when they hosted Pinelands Regional. After opening the season with a win, the Panthers dropped Monday's contest by a score of 4-1. In the 23rd minute, Pinelands' Matt O'Connell follows up on a Tyler Haynes save for the first score of the game. It was O'Connell's first of 3 on the day. The Pinelands players struck again from well outside the box with a rocket that Haynes just can't deflect. The Wildcats were up 2-0 at halftime. The game kept going south for the Panthers, and 3 minutes into the second half, a long ball manages to drop in upper 90 over a fully stretched Haynes. Pinelands had a 3-0 lead, and Borough was trying to steer away from a shutout. Fortunately, the Panthers got on the board with just over 15 minutes left in the game. On a corner kick, it was Nick Duda who got vertical. A Pinelands player tried to deflect the shot, but could not prevent the goal. The score saved some face for Borough, but Pinelands scored once again before the close of the game. It was O'Connell's 3rd goal of the day, this time traveling on the ground and making its way past Haynes. With the score at 4-1, Pinelands handed Borough its first loss of the season. Well, what are you going to do? A loss is a loss. Point Borough learned from it, learned from their mistakes, working on what they need to work on. They did win out the rest of the week. I just happened to go to a game that was a loss. Can't blame me for that. So, the good news is, the last highlight I have for you guys for the first Ocean Star Sports Show of this fall season is a win, and it's Point Beach Boys Soccer. They opened the season 0-2, but they hosted Henry Hudson in their home opener on Wednesday, and boy did I pick the right game to go to. Check out the highlight. Don't go away. I'll be back after. The Point Beach boys soccer team had not scored a goal in their first 2 games this season, resulting in 2 losses. That all changed Wednesday when the Gulls shut out Henry Hudson 3-0 in their home opener. Beach's first opportunity came thanks to a Henry Hudson handball in the box. Mike Ciorlian was picked to take the PK, and he broke the drought with a nice shot for the score. The Garnet Gulls scored again shortly after on a corner kick. With the ball bouncing around in the box, it was Ciorlian who managed to make solid contact to put the ball past the goalie and into the back of the net. Beach's third goal of the contest came in similar fashion. Henry Hudson tries to clear the ball, but it falls at the feet of Ryan Brodeur. He wastes no time and rips the shot just inside the left post. The goal put Beach ahead 3-0, and the Hudson goalie was visibly upset. 3 was enough for Beach, though, as they hung tough defensively to keep the Admirals at 0. The shutout is the first for sophomore goalie Eric Monticello. He played a solid game, being in the right spot at the right time to help secure Beach's first win of the 2016 season. And there you have it, folks. Point Beach finally got some offense going, and it turned out to be a win. A nice 3-0 win for Point Beach as they move forward with the season. They're going to need a little bit more offense as they tackle some tough teams within their division and as they head towards states, something I know is on their list of goals. But one game at a time, you all say it, I hear it, I got it. So that's it for today's episode of the Ocean Star Sports Show. But you guys know the drill. There is so much more in the actual newspaper. So make sure you pick up today's copy of the Ocean Star. That is September 16th, 2016. I've got tennis, volleyball, cross country. Shout out to Point Beach girls cross country for picking up a win against St. Rose for the first time in possibly over 21 years. Unbelievable. Possibly more. Unknown. Regardless, Point Beach picked up the win. So, pick up the newspaper. Read it. Read the sports section. I know that's why you pick up the newspaper to begin with anyway. So make sure you check it out. And in the meantime, follow me on Twitter. Everyone, again, who is new to the program, I have a Twitter account. I tweet out highlights from games I'm covering, score updates. Every once in a while, I tweet about the NFL, whatever, who cares. Check it out. Check me out. Give me a follow. Maybe I'll follow you back. So, Twitter's taken care of. You guys have seen the first episode of the Ocean Star Sports Show for the fall 2016 season. So that means it's time for me to thank you for stopping by and checking out the show. And I really do hope to see you again next week, where I will bring you more highlights for you guys to enjoy. Again, thank you for checking out the show. I do it for you. For now, checking out for the week, I'm Dominic Polio, wishing you a happy and safe weekend. Take care.